In our previous video, we completed explaining all the concepts covered in the chapter Helen Keller. We used the innovative idea of concept explanation to do so. Now it's time to review the activities conducted throughout the lesson. First, we built the theme of the lesson, Helen Keller, by engaging students in a healthy discussion, discussing their role models. This also assisted the students to understand the meaning of the term role model. Then, by informing the students more about Helen Keller, we guided them through her life story. After explaining them the story, we moved forward explaining the concepts of vocabulary and adverbs of frequency. With this, the students were guided to understand usage of words always, often, sometimes, and never in a sentence. Thus, we achieved all the key concepts given in the lesson. This innovative idea also helped to achieve other learning outcomes to ensure that every student is able to recite poems with appropriate expressions and intonations, respond to simple instructions, announcements made in English in class or school, respond verbally or in writing in English to questions based on day-to-day life experiences, an article, story or poem heard or read. Describe briefly, orally or in writing about events, places and personal experiences in English. Infer the meaning of unfamiliar words by reading them in context. Write or type dictation of short paragraphs, about 7 to 8 sentences. Writes informal letters or messages with a sense of audience. Speaks briefly on a familiar issue like conservation of water and experiences of day-to-day life like visiting a zoo, going to a mela. Identifies signs, locations of objects or places and guides for the directions with respect to a landmark in school or neighborhood using maps, etc. Voices opinions on issues observed or experienced in the family or school or neighborhood. For example, on stereotypes like making choices or decision-making or solving problems, discriminating practices on caste in use of public places, water, MDM or community eating, children's rights like schooling, child abuse, punishment, labor. Thus, no matter how difficult the lesson, there is always a way to teach it in a manner that students grasp and retain the concepts and don't memorize the content. Let us continue to explore more ideas to teach more lessons in a fun and innovative manner. Stay tuned and make sure that your students don't memorize.